Hey guys, welcome back. This is David Sikinemic Comics. We're gonna do a live show today, a live stream, and episode 58 of Collector's Corner. Used to be Comic Talk, hashtag Comic Talk, then Comics Corner. I don't know. Probably on episode 60. Probably check it out. Change it into Sunday Talk or Sunday Morning Talk or something like that. I don't know. Whatever it is, it's episode 58. So we came a long way. Um, yeah. So how you guys been? Great Sunday afternoon, and it's sunny outside. Winds are blowing. It's a beautiful day here in Washington and PNW, Pacific Northwest. And let's get this thing started. First things first. Let's start off with shouting out my guys at 79 Comics. Use the code SNMC to get 10% discount on all your order. Just not a one time. This is pretty much every time you go and try to order from, not try, when you do order from 789 Comics, use that code SNMC to get all your to get your 10% discount on all your orders. All right, so they just released a new Batman 160 from Natalie Sanders, and they also got Action Comics here by Will Jack. You got the Virgin, and you got the trade dress, and also Jeff the Land Shark, and they got some sales keep going on, and yeah, and scroll down and see what they have to offer, and yeah, once again, use that code SNMC to get your 10% discount on all your order. All right, guys. Today's will be unfiltered. There's certain things that I have to kind of get out of my system, along with some FOC and new releases. So let's start with the FOC here with here with brought to you by cover price. Fuck, I can't talk today. So final order, your order has to be in by May 26th of this month. All right, so let's look to see what is there. First appearances of Deadpool, issue number 15. First appearance, a cover of Ito Kurami. All right, covered by Matteo Loli. Exquisite courses number 2. What we got? First appearance of the Blood Letter, Spawn Blood Letter number 1. All right, all right. Superman Limited number 2. We got the first appearance of Kryptonite King and Kryptonite Knight. Started by Dan Slott, so he moved to DC. He's no longer with Marvel. Art by Raphael Albuquerque. Man, I hope he comes to Emerald City Comic Con. I think the last time he was here was back in 2018, or was it 2019? I need to get something signed by him. Ultimate Spider-Man number 18, first appearance of Earth 616, Mr. Negative. All right. There's that cover. That's him. His looks pretty big. Absolute Flash number 4. Alex Ross cover, Fantastic Four number 1. All right. Scotty Young variant. All right. Godzilla Heist number 5. Movie poster variant. All right. Incredible. You know what? If there was a Godzilla in the back tearing up the city, there's no freaking way anyone will be standing up like that, striking a pose. Just saying. Incredible Hulk number 26. The green variant. All right. New variant and Mora variant. All right. Here we got Titans number 24. It's all right. We got Mike Spears. Okay. And we got Alexander Lozano cover of Zatanna number 5. And talking about Zatanna, there's a grape that I need to pick when it comes to Zantana, especially when it comes to uh, J. Scott Campbell signature. Exquisite Course, 1 out of 10, and we got this is not bad. Martin Simons, Fantastic Four #1, Giant Size, Age of Apocalypse #1, even Talavera, all right. Ji Hyung Lee, okay. Um, who we got here? So Ron, going through some FOC right now. So and we got Invincible Universe Battle Beast #2 by Lee Bermejo. I like his cover, but not so much on this one here. Okay, Star Wars #1, 1 of 25 by Ken Lashley. Uh, don't like the face on that one. All right, Ultimate Spider-Man 16, 1 of 25 by Michael Walsh. It's okay. I like this one. I like this one. Kind of has that landscape cover. What have we got? Okay, let's skip it. Mark Spears. I think everybody knows about him. 1 of 25, Zantana #5 by Zoe Torogood. Uh, it's okay. Adventure Facsimile. All right. Wraparound cover. Okay. Second print. No, thank you. Hey, I heard this. Spawn of the. Remember last week we talked about this, Ron?
We were looking at that, yeah.
Yeah, it's been sold out in the distribution. So now they're coming out with the second print. A lot of people saying that this is a pretty good read.
That second print looks kind of cool, though.
Yeah,
I like the look of that. That is excellent. It looks like she's crashing through the doors and she's after you.
Yeah, it looks pretty scary, huh?
It's sick, man.
Yeah.
It is sick.
And has the characteristic of what was that clown?
Annihilator?
Yeah, the Violator.
Violator.
Yeah, Violator. A Violator. Yeah. I don't know. But I've been hearing a lot of good things about this, the story on the Curse of the Shirley Johnson.
I wonder if McFarlane came up with that character. I'm curious now.
Gotta look into it. But yeah, a lot of good stuff about this character here in this storyline. All right, so we got with that, and let's go into the new releases for this week. How's your Sunday? How's your week?
It's pretty nice outside. I'm gonna go for a walk later on. It's kind of cool, but it's sunshiny, you know.
Yeah, it is. Has some good got some really steady breeze. Hello, Joe. Hello, Yvonne. Thank you for showing up today.
How's it going?
How are you?
Sir, pretty good. How you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
Yeah.
As Yvonne, she's always smiling. She's always feeling good.
Me too. I'm always bright and lively.
I see you did your hair, you pulled back, and you don't look as tired as last week. So I'm assuming that.
Got my.
So we're talking about.
Yeah.
What was that? You guys went golfing?
No, I took the week off.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I got plenty of room.
What's up, Lord Tatman? How's things?
Hi, Tatman.
Happy Sunday to you. Okay, I'm gonna do something that I haven't really tried. I tested out yesterday. I think it kind of works. Remember I told you about covrprice? You click on that certain things, and when you go back, it doesn't really keep you at the page where you're at. It goes back to the beginning. So I'm gonna try something here that I'm gonna do a window sharing here. All right. We got the infinity hole here, but hold on. How are we looking now? How's it looking? Do we still have that infinity thing?
No, it's gone.
Oh, it's gone. Okay.
No.
So yeah, so I was playing with it last night, thinking, instead of keep going back and forth, I'm gonna try something new, and maybe it kind of works, or maybe not. Um, so we got here. This is the new release that will be coming up this Tuesday, Wednesday. So everything right here you can see says pre-sale. So we got what the hell is this? Joke Beyond the Joker Complex. Um, it's all right. We got the what we got here. J. Ferguson. So what I'm gonna do is right here like this, and we can kind of see the. Does that sound looks better?
That's cool. Yeah.
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 So this is done by J. Ferguson, and it says the Joe Black. I don't know. I really like this cover. I'm a huge fan of Batman Who Laughs, so I thought that this was a pretty good cover. And we got here the I don't know. It says Dallas Fan Expo. Are you guys going to go to this, or have you guys went to this? Hazel Dan,
No.
Nuh-uh.
are you guys
No, we haven't
thinking?
been to a convention in years.
I know. I was about to ask you. Are you guys ever thought about going back to Comic Con or Fan Fair in Dallas anytime soon? Not this year, but maybe next
Probably
year.
not anytime soon.
Yeah, we would like to, but our dog has some like health issues that
That's
Yeah, we
it's
can't really-
kind of hard to like board her.
We
And
can't leave our dog because we can't really board her anywhere or do anything. So we
Gotcha.
can't leave her for 2 or 3 days.
There is a lot of cool guests though at Dallas Fan Expo. I'm just looking at it right now. Snyder and Capullo is going to be there, and Donnie Cates going to be there. Then
Yeah,
um,
we've met all those guys already.
Charles Soule. And,
yeah, I think they go to a lot of conventions.
oh
right.
wow, there's a lot of cool people there.
All right, so we got here. It's a Fame. We got Charlie Cox, what El Chiro Oda with the homage of this amazing pirates. I was thinking like what the hell is this anyway? It's we got fucking One Piece here doing a homage to 300.
Hey, put some respect on that.
Huh?
He said, "Put some respect on that."
But Amazing Pirates. It says that issue number 1 is a Fame Ichiro Oda Isama Ira House 2025 Fan Expo Dallas Collector's Cave Amazing Pirates limited to 150. Do you guys know anything about this Fame? Oh
I
no.
don't know about that.
Yeah,
I know about One Piece.
yeah, but
Yeah.
I haven't seen that. Not familiar with that.
And talk about One Piece. Here's another one here. It's like Tidal Wave Production. So I want to know if this is actual comic book or it's just a random like art gallery book.
Looks a little bootleggy.
Yeah. So anybody's in the chat or whoever's watching this on the rewind, if you guys know anything about this, please.
Limited to 120. That's not a lot.
No, 120. Action comic homage, limited to 120.
Yeah.
So it's a very, very short printed books. But like I said, I don't know if this is actual comic book or art galleries. And here's a casing lung. I'm assuming this has to do with One Piece. No, I have no idea. Please, somebody put a light on this thing here. And we got Keanu Reeves. But Ula what? Uyala. Okay, I swear to God, and thank God I'm not an international student because I'm fucking up with all these names. Ulala, famed Michael J. Fox. Michael J. Fox. What the hell? I'm sorry. I need to.
Is this all Fan Expo stuff?
Yeah, this is all Fan Expo Dallas. Knights of Comics, whatever.
Wow.
Look at that. Ooh la la.
Oh,
Is
Pat.
this is this part of? I guess this. I'm assuming this has to be a part of Back to the well, not Back to the Future Past, but I mean Back to the Future, right?
Don't know.
Look at that. We got Michael Jordan, Robert Downey Jr. So please, somebody, just let us know exactly what is going on with this one here. Um, they got tons. Look at this. Holy crap. Stan Lee, tribute Wes Craven. God. All right. So here we are, Marvel. I don't know. I'm kind of it come kind of struck my interest on that one, but I don't know. So what we got here? Amazing Spider-Man #1. Let me know. Oh, we got a Delato here. Let's look at that Delato. Oh, that's pretty cool, huh?
Wow.
I like this one.
How much is that one?
I don't know. I right now this is all pre-release, so I'm assuming cover price. Or, so this
Oh, it
is
says 160 bucks.
$50 on fuck 100. No, thank you. You can get the shit for like cover price with trade dress.
Mhm.
What we got here? Alex Ross sketch. Doom's Division with. Oh, look, Yvonne. Peach Momoko. Peach Momoko here. Look at that.
That's pretty.
It's nice.
Yeah, it's all right. At least I don't know about the foot, but it's okay. Better than Lightfield, huh?
Once again.
We got Carnage. Oh, this looks pretty cool. Eddie Brock, Carnage. It's all right. I don't know. I just thought it looks better. Bum, bum, bum. Giant size X Men. Look, we got giant size X Men, and guess who's in there? Kamala Khan. Now she's part of the X Men. All right, Marvel, stop fucking things up. She's an Inhuman. Mm. Uh, what we got? Magic. Oh, this looks pretty cool. Let's look at that. I didn't know Magic had wings. Did you guys all know that she had wings?
Did not know that.
Yeah. I don't know. Something about it. I hate it, but I like it.
It's a little wonky, isn't it?
Yeah. Something
She
about
has like those thighs, man, are kind of.
Yeah, she has those cycling guy thighs, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know. Kind of like a transgender to me, if you ask me.
Yeah, it's a little.
Yeah. All right. What we got here? We got the Donald Duck as become an Iron Man. So no. If Donald Duck becomes Iron Man, that's a Iron Duck, not
Yeah.
Iron Man. So
So there you go.
yeah, so they fucked up on that one on Marvel. Not Iron Man, it's Iron Duck. Um, Predator versus Spider-Man. I wonder who's gonna win on that one. Ryan Stegman. Here, J. Scott Campbell. Here's the 100. Is pre-selling for about $90 right now. And I got fucking grapes to talk about when it comes to Campbell. There's a book that I ordered from Campbell's site, and I got it. Oh shit! What am I doing? Got it back. I got it. I just received it this past Saturday, and the signature. I mean, his signature got just fucking lazy. And I'll show it to you guys. What am I doing here? Stop. All right. So here, I'm gonna solo myself out. All right. So let me just show you a few of the recent books that I picked. Recent book. All right. So remember this Magic number one,
Hmm.
and you see the signature. What do you think about the signature?
It
Mm.
doesn't look like his signature.
Don't you think?
Yeah.
So I
Well,
went back.
he is getting old. I mean,
No, 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 no. Just because you're getting old, that doesn't mean that you. Okay, so this one that I picked up like a couple months ago. This one I got like few years back. I think like 2, 3 years ago. I remember when Contender has sent me this from when he attended the San Diego Comic Con. So if you look at his signature back then compared to now, there's not there's a few changes has been done. But here's my grape here. This is the recent one that I picked up that just came in. And look at the signature.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, isn't it fucked up?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
usually takes a lot more care with his signature and even
Yeah.
like matches the colors and all that.
Well, he
But I
definitely
wonder,
didn't match the color, but I mean, look at that signature.
well, yeah, but
That's
I'm saying like he usually, you know, makes the signature look really nice. Like
yeah, look at that. It's fucking crap. And I mean, compared to this and this,
it's still better than a lot of people's though. Like,
yeah, I understand, but I mean, this is what his normal signature will look like, right here,
mhm.
Right.
right? And I get this crap. I don't know if this even says Campbell. I think it says Carson on it. If you ask me, don't you think that sounds like that looks like Carson
yeah,
or
it really
Carmen?
is sloppy.
Like
Yeah.
Carmen.
So I mean, come on, J. Scott Campbell. I mean, you're overcharging everyone for the books that you say online, but at least make your signature fucking a little bit more authentic. Um, so whatever happened to Condon? A lot of guys from the YouTube community, well, they're pretty much all done. We're the only ones surviving after like 8, 9 years. Um, um, hello, Dan. How are you doing? All right, so let's go back to sharing windows here. Boom, boom, and here we are. All right, so we got Werewolf by Night. We got Wolverine Fan Expo by Wolverine and Kitty Pride. Here's another reprint of X-Men number, what's that? 135. Here's DC. Did you know that Dan Slott is no longer with Marvel now? He's writing Superman now, Absolute Superman. Not that anybody cared, but
Yeah. All right.
what we got here? We got David Nakayama on Batman issue 160. I'm glad that this issue has come out. Yeah, you guys been reading any of the Batman?
No.
Nope. Okay. Just letting you know, the Hush 2, the story is pretty good. It's worth reading. Maybe after when everything comes back, you can grab a trade and read it all in one time. But I like this. This is a good Holly. Kind of have that David Cho feel to it, the thickness and the dark outlines. Um, we got the Hush. Um, What else we got? We got David Nakayama again on Harley Quinn. All right. Is there any titles or any artists that you guys follow besides Peach Momoko Yvonne?
I mean, there's some other artists that we follow, but
Hey,
not
hey,
like
David, let's look at the Supergirls. Those look pretty nice.
This one here?
Those two, yeah. The one with Crypto and the one with.
Oh well, this is by Nathan Serzi
Oh,
and
okay. Yeah,
done
that
by
explains it.
Yuyan. Q Young Q Young. Oh shit! I did it again. Fuck. I don't like this. Look at her face.
Yeah, her body doesn't look right either.
I don't know. Just something about the face. Kind of have that. Well, this. I'm sure that.
I kind of like it.
I kind of like it too.
Well, the eyes is all about the eyes.
Yeah.
Kind of has that alien-looking eyes.
How much is it, David? Let's just.
Oh, it's a cover price.
Is it cover price?
Yeah, it's cover price.
Okay. And can we see the one with crypto?
Crypto. You want the Dallas Fan Expo?
Either one's fine.
All right.
It's all the same.
Let's go with this one here. Dallas Fan Expo. Nathan Jersey.
Oh, it's Nathan's already okay.
Yeah. It's all right. It's okay.
Yeah.
I don't love it. I mean, I really love the other, the Superman, the summer whatever special from Lozano, but this is not. I don't know. It's okay. It's all right. We got Derek Chu. What else we got? God damn, there's a lot of fucking Dallas Fan Expo variant out there. Peter Roots. Dark Horror, no thank you. Barrel by Trish Fosner. G.I. Joe. Anybody reading G.I. Joe?
No.
Are you guys reading anything, guys?
Nah.
Not really.
All right, so there you go, guys. 90% of the comic collector don't read comics anymore. Well, here's Youngblood. I don't know what name. There's Youngblood here, but Youngblood Deluxe, Dynamite, The Boys, and what we got here? Mark Spears with his Captain Planet. We got Francisco Matina. Look at that. We got Dinosaur freaking doing fireworks on Herculoids. Okay. That's all right.
Is that Matina?
Yeah, this is Francisco Matina.
I had to take that one from.
But what is this shooting? Is this his fireworks or is this what is it?
I don't know.
Anybody following Herculoids?
I used to watch the Herculoids when I was growing up on the Hanna-Barbera stuff.
Oh yeah, was it good?
Yeah, it was cool. I think he shoots that stuff out of his horn, like it's like a projectile that it's like some kind of fire thing that shoots out of his horn or something. Yeah.
Beyond Darren. Okay, what have you got? We got more Mark Spears. We got Space Ghost meeting with was that Joshua Middleton with was that Johnny
Quest.
Johnny Quest, thank you. We got Lucia Perillo on Thundercats. My internet is lagging. I mean, it's been lagging for the past week. I mean, it's been kind of pissing me off. But we got the Monkey Man. That's not bad. It's all right.
What's the Monkey Man?
I don't like it.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. I mean, it's not the best Lucia Perillo. But I would love to see Lionel here and have the Monkey Man's kind of growl at him instead of the other way around.
Oh, okay, yeah. Thundercats, okay.
Yeah, this is Thundercats. It's all right. We got Jay Lee. Don't you think that Jay Lee, his cover is pretty much redundant? Like it's repeated every fucking month. I mean, here, take a look. It's like every month he's putting up the same shit with different title and different characters. Look.
Yeah, a little one-dimensional. I've seen
right?
that before. Yeah.
But like, can you be fucking a little bit more creative and have?
Yeah, I still like it, but
Yeah, I mean, I don't dislike it, but it's just
It's
pretty
kind of
much
the same. Yeah.
Still,
same
he still does great covers though.
He
Yeah.
does. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, Jay Lee, he's a great artist, but I mean, just it's one dimensional now, just to a point where you see a cover, you know it's him because of the damn pose and the way he does it. Um, we got was that Vampirella? All right, so this one I was looking at, I was contemplating if I should get it or not, but this is from Godtail. This is the Vampirella issue number 2. So let me know what you think. All right, there's full version of it, but this gold version is the one that kind of caught my eye.
Skip.
Skip?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't need that one, David.
No, I don't need anything, but I was just thinking, oh wow. There's
No.
all right, pass it is. Good thing I didn't order. Um, and here is more of that fan expo thing. Like, I don't get it. What is that? Gorkon Demir
I
sketchbook?
mean,
I
whatever.
think it's kind of odd that Dallas
It's the
fans
same. Like,
so
Yeah.
many.
Yeah, I mean, look at this. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I mean, this got to be Dynamite, right? Oh no, this is self-published.
I wish the San Francisco Fan Expo would have as many nice, unique covers like these, but
are they that unique though? I mean, it's like the same thing with like 12 different colors.
Yeah, I mean, you know, like Dynamite, they do that with all Vampirella. You got the Ultraviolet, you got the Verse Sketch, the Virgin, the Trade Dress, you know, all that. But they're doing the same thing here.
so what are these? 1 out of 100 again?
I don't know. I don't know what it is. You know what? Let's click on one of them and see what the print run is. I just don't get this. It looks like in the back there's Doctor Doom, but there's a Carnage.
Like it's an X-ray version.
There's this is 1, limited to 1. All right, who the fuck is gonna buy that 1?
Somebody will buy it.
Maybe.
You got Doctor Doom here, and you got Iron Man here, but you got the Carnage, but you got the and the Venom is like all mashed up.
Limited one.
Your metal limited to 1. All right.
How much is it?
No, none said. There's no price on it because there's only 1. But it's a sketchbook.
Mm. Okay.
I don't get it. What? Here's a limited to 50. Yeah, so I was right. It's an Iron Man Doom. But why do you need to put Venom or Carnage symbiote in it?
I don't know.
It's nonsense to me.
They've been doing that Carnage symbiote crap for like the last 3 or 4 years with everybody.
I just
There's like so many.
But some of those are really cool.
Some of them
though,
are really,
like-
yeah, they're not bad, but it's just like kind of done over and over. It's like,
yeah. Well, here's the last voice from Dan Panosian. I thought that this cover looks pretty cool. You know what? I take that back.
I don't like it.
Yeah, that's like
She looks like a witch doctor with an axe.
yeah. I mean, he has a knife, but he looks very frightened, and
And she's the one with all the balls, huh?
yeah, and she has an axe, and she has a look like, and she's holding it like get away. I just don't. I don't know. All right. We got Something is Killing the Children, 2025. Fan Expo again. We got whole tons of freaking Fan Expo here. Oh, Black Hammer, Spiral City. I guess that's a spin-off. More going in debt with Black Hammer. We got Massive, part of the Whatnot. Not What Nut. Sabrina's. We got Goddamn Tragedy. I like that title.
Mm.
That is funny.
It is goddamn tragedy. We got we got CMV Art, another fan expo here,
Limited to one.
limited to 50 or one. I'm not gonna even bother to go in. Kill Train, okay. Ooh, what is this? Elzira? It's not even Elvira, it's Elzira. Okay, and Lilith. All right. What we got
I don't
here?
see how these comic companies stay in business. I mean,
Yeah, Fernando Alice and Sam Diaz, a spoon. Spoon, really?
And that Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Where?
Spoon.
That looks like.
Oh yeah, it sure is.
What is this homage to Last Torch Spoon? Okay.
Click the go up, go back, click that Texas Chainsaw Massacre looking thing, like down. No, down to the right.
This?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre poster.
Yeah, you're right. Limited to 10.
What is that?
How much?
What is it?
It's called Hell Crow, King of Hell.
Okay.
the Hail Crow Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah. And oh, one thing cool about this is that you see that white line? It looks as though it's been folded, so it kind
Right,
of
like a poster. Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
I like the detail on it, but I don't know about Hell Crow Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah.
I mean, does he doesn't look frightening. That's the whole thing. Like, who's
Right.
gonna take him serious? You know? I mean,
Well, that's
but
what
it's
the
cool.
chainsaw for.
That's a pretty cool cover. I like the detail on that folded, that white, kind of has that vintage feel look to it. Let's go back, and we got Carmen America. God damn, I'm telling you. Killer Cobra. Okay. We got Pocket Jack. All right, never mind. Steel Eel Prince. Oh, Danger. Why is it Danger? Why did they put Danger here?
You don't want to look at it.
No, I'm kind of afraid now. Um, we got
That's
Sensia.
their way of censoring it.
Oh, I see. I see.
Limited to one.
Sensia by Ben Oliver. That's a pretty cool cover. Final. You know what? I pre-ordered Essentia issue number 29 by Lucio Perillo. It's a wraparound cover. I ordered it back in October of last year because it was supposed to come out. This was supposed to come out in November. They pushed it
Wow,
back,
that's creepy, man.
pushed it back, and then finally, this is the cover that I wanted.
It's all right. Yeah.
Isn't it cool? You got Ronald McDonald.
Cool, yeah.
Yeah, Big Boy. You got Kermit the
Yeah.
Frog, and and you got this. Who is this? Isn't this from Fright Nights at Freddy?
I think so. Yeah.
So this is a wraparound. There was a limited print run. I mean, not print run, but limited print. I think KRS, or if not, they was selling, and I think they only had 150 of those. They sold for $70, but that's all sold out.
Hmm.
So this is coming out in July. I think it was July. No, if not
Yeah,
July.
I kind of like that.
Yeah, this is. I ordered two copies of this. So I thought this was pretty cool. So finally, it's coming out. It's coming out. Dead Samurai. Nobody cared. We got Crow, the Dead. Dead Time, the Crow. There's a lot of books that is being released this week. Dead Detective. Oh, Danger. I see why. Okay. Heat Seeker Exposed. He got Archie Jumbo Comic. We got what was that? The Badger. Never mind. The Future. Howl. Living. What's that? Sherlock Holmes. Anything? We got Dreamland. We got the Kirby. This is freaking pretty. Another fan expo. All right, so that is pretty much it when it comes to the new releases for this coming week, Tuesday, Wednesday. All right, he said then expo. What he said right here. Did you see Bubblegum is on cover price? Yes, yes. I know. There was one. I sold Dan my Bubblegum number one. K. Scott Campbell, customer appreciation, signed by him. And as soon as I sell him, one later it goes on freaking one of the cover price high sale alert in raw for $150. Go figure, right? Yeah, so I saw that, and I'm glad. I'm glad it went to to your home, a new home that is will be much appreciated than what I've been doing in my collection. What it says here, I said I just picked up a Tales of Suspense 20 at 9.0, only one 9.2 grand. Wow. Wow. I'm not going to ask how much you spent, but I'm sure you spent a lot of money on that one. Um, what else is there? What is that? Just checking your collection on IG Lord. Oh, okay. All right. So this is, I say unfiltered because I just need to get shit out of my chest. And I was just thinking, you guys saying that you guys haven't been reading any of the comic book that is new being released or not, right? Why is that? May I ask, what is the reason for you guys not reading any comic book, period, especially when it comes to new releases?
Just probably time and not really collecting anything right now that we would be able to read. Like a lot of stuff we've been kind of buying lately are older books, and some of them aren't in the best condition, and some of them are slabbed and older golden age stuff. So that's a lot of the stuff we've been kind of buying lately. So we really haven't been reading much or collecting anything that we can actually read right now. But for a while, for the longest time, I was reading Dr. Aphra and the Darth Vader series and the Conan series that came out maybe a couple of years ago. I was reading some of that stuff, and Something's Killing the Children, but Something's Killing the Children went on hiatus for a while and just never got back into anything, and don't even know if they're doing any new stuff anymore right now.
They're still doing it. We just kind of
fell off of it, yeah,
because they kept taking like these breaks.
Yeah, and I was like, I don't have time for that.
What about you, Ron?
I think kind of the same reason. I don't see anything that's interesting to me, anything that I want to collect or read. I looked at, you know how they have it, San Diego Comic-Con, the Eisner Awards. I always look to see what are the good stories and good writers and good artists, but still nothing there was of interest to me.
Yeah. Well, I just finished reading this again.
No. Yeah.
The Killing Joke?
Yeah, The Killing Joke. It's good. They don't make stories like this anymore. They don't.
Yeah, I think that's what I was about to say too. There were some stories I really liked as a kid, and maybe I've kind of outgrown it. I just don't see anything that kind of interests me anymore. You know?
Yeah. Well, so this is something that I have to put on my. I mean, us collectors, they put hundreds of books out every week, right?
Yeah,
But
I don't see any same business. It's
yeah,
like
99%
wow.
of the time, I mean, the story is just fucking crap. It's crap. I mean,
Yeah.
I went back and I read Beyond Amazing Spider-Man. Okay, this one here. I just think, okay, it's a Spider-Man book. I figured why not try reading it. and I see why people are just not into reading because the story is crap. The art is pretty good. The interior is pretty good, right? What is this? What is that? I read.
Hmm.
Is it some? Okay, it's Lord Tamman. Is that something that is it just has been released recently, or is it something that had been published like 10, 15 years ago? Because the last time I heard Brian Azzarello writing anything was about 10 years ago. Yeah, see, he's older. Yeah, I mean, older books, it 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 does good. I mean, this I can read this months later from now, and I will still enjoy it. I mean, I mean, it was really great storytelling by Alan Moore. Um, what is this? Corbin is dead. I don't get it. What do you mean Corbin? Oh, Richard Corbin. Oh, yes, he's dead. But what I'm saying is, the reason that the reason that even like 5, 6 years ago, let me go back. 5, 6 years ago, there was some really great storylines. I mean, we have Thor, right? You remember the Immortal Thor, Immortal Hulk? They had some. I mean, Donny Gates did some really great storytelling when it comes to Thor, right? When we got the Black Knight, not the Black Knight, but when we got who's that? Um, who was the character?
Black Winter.
Was that?
Black Winter.
Yes, thank you. We got the Black Winter. Venom was a good run with Donny Gates as well too. When we got the King of Black, we got the Null. But just somehow lately it's just to a point where there is no books that I read that I would like to spend my $5, $6 on a single issue just to read a book. I mean, thank God that the Hush 2 came out and Jeff Johns, is it Jeff Johns? Jeff Johns, right? Is writing the story. I think so. Jeff Johns, right? Yeah, Jeff Johns is writing the Hush 2 as a pretty good story. Um, so I'm into that. But everything else, 99% of the books is like, I'm not really interested. I mean, it's pretty much all cover by. And a lot of the influencers and a lot of the people are pushing is due to the cover or due to the fact that it's low printed. I mean, all the influencers, everybody on whatnot is talking about this Battle Beast. Tell me anything about Battle Beast. Do you know anything about Battle Beast? And 80%, I will say like high percentage of the people who's buying this stupid fucking books have no idea what Battle Beast is all about. Just because it's been hyped or it's been to
It's
a
been
point
hyped.
it's
That's
been
exactly
hyped.
right.
Influencers are selling all this fucking stupid Battle Beast book and people aren't into it, but they have no clue. They have no clue. Thanks, Lord Time, yeah, it is Jeff John. But they have no fucking clue of what this character is. They have no idea of this character's origin. No, I see. That's the thing. I didn't read Invincible, and I'm sure that 80 or 90% of the people who are buying fucking this book have never had read Invincible either. You know, I mean, I can tell you right now that probably some people that within the people that in the group that I know, if I need to know anything about Black Widow, when it comes to Natasha, I would ask Ron and say, "Hey, what is the origin of this, and what will be certain issue that I should look for when it comes to Black Widow?" And he would kind of tell me this is the issues because he's totally into it. Like something is killing the children. I would ask Yvonne or Joe because they read it, even though they've been on a hiatus. But I'm sure that they probably read it probably through what issue 26, 27, probably to 30 before they went on hiatus, right?
Mhm.
So they will tell me exactly who was that Jessica Slaughter is, what her origin is, why she became who she is. And if I need to find out something about Spider Gwen, I would ask Drescher If I need to find out anything about Spawn, I would ask Kingdom Comics and ask him where did Charlie Johnson characters have what issue. Maybe he hadn't got that far, but that's one person that I would reach out to. You know, but this influencers and people is just to a point where they're fucking pushing on. I mean, don't get me wrong. Make all the monies you want, but it's just to a point. The collectors like FOMO, FOMO, FOMO. I've been there before, getting the books or getting the character that you have no idea who or what that character is all about, but they're just getting it because it's all hyped up. And I blame the publisher for it. I mean, I blame the writers and I blame the publisher. Maybe what they should have done is maybe they should have done a facsimile of issue Invincible number 19, you know, or do a facsimile of Invincible number 1 and release that and have the new reader kind of get into it before they release the point so they understand what this character is all about. But no, they have not done that. And your thoughts on your thoughts, Yvonne? I know you have some.
I don't think it's going to make a difference. I think if people are going to FOMO, it's not because they got into the character or not. Even if you release a facsimile ahead of time, I don't think that's going to make a difference. You know,
I guess you're right, but don't you think that they should at least try? I mean, hype it up to a point where okay, Battle Beast is coming. Here's the new releases, right? And I don't know because Facsimile is the one that I was able to read AF-15, right? Because there's no way I'm going to read the original, right? Even Giant Size X-Men, there's a facsimile of it, even Hulk 181. So I kind of get an idea of who the character is or what made
but
them.
if you want to read, you don't have to do a facsimile. You can get like a trade paperback. Like you can read it online.
But
like
I think what he's talking about, some of those books are so expensive to buy them. Yeah, you can read them online though, like you said.
you trade paperbacks. Like
yeah, but
you know, if you want to find out about a character or get into that world, like you can do that without.
yeah.
Like Ron says, you could go to the library. Like you know, you can read. There you go.
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah.
Battle Beast right
Yes,
there?
that's Battle Beast.
Okay. I mean, of all the covers I've seen, that's probably the coolest one. By Ivan Tao.
The library is 2025.
I don't think anyone's gonna do like the homework just because they want to get this character. They're gonna FOMO because I want this cool pack.
I mean, don't get me wrong.
It's a Robert Kirkman creation. Is that what it is?
Yes, it's by Skybound. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm the victim of it as well. FOMO, certain characters, I got it, not knowing anything about it, just because, or he or that character might be on MCU, might be on Disney Plus, and I jumped on it, not knowing what the character is. After finding out, like for Daredevil, Muse, right? I have no idea who that character is, you know. And after watching season 1, they killed him off so easily to a point where I guess that character wasn't as important into this Daredevil series. But from my understanding is that series in Daredevil, Muse was a pretty intensive character. You know?
Well, just because he was in the comic books doesn't mean it's going to be the same thing on the show or movie or whatever. Like they change stuff all the time. Like
it's to a point where I mean, this is my fault watching a lot of YouTube videos.
Yeah,
you know,
I think for me, like a lot of the stuff that I read was Marvel, and for just such a long period there, the writing was so freaking bad. Like I read like some of that stuff like the Iceman and all that kind of stuff, and it's just not good, man. You know, and then the Captain America stuff when they got them all, you know, he's like with Hydra now, and it just kind of, I just don't like it, you know, and it kind of turned me off, and I quit reading for a few years, any of that stuff, and I kind of got out of Marvel and got frustrated with them, and they were just screwing up all the characters that I liked and all the back history and stuff like that I liked about it, and then it's like they got away from, you know, what I enjoyed and tried to turn it into this like whole weird agenda thing, you know, and the writing's poor, you know, it's just bad writing and bad characters, and unlikable people and unlikable. They're just not likable.
No,
And
no.
what I want to read is a story about somebody that I can't stand. Or somebody that gets on my nerves, or somebody that I can't relate to in any way, shape, or form because they're just so out there.
Or they have like an agenda like shoehorned into the story that's like.
I don't want to. I don't want to be lectured about stuff. And it's just bad. It's just bad characters and bad writing. And maybe they fix some of that. I don't know, but very, very much.
Right, man. I think it is. It's to a point where I think they kind of went into a point where I think with the major publishing, like when it comes to DC and Marvel, is like they're trying to please all diversities.
I don't think they're trying to please anybody but themselves.
Yeah, but the thing is,
they're not writing anybody they can relate to. Like 90% of the population that can't relate to any of the stuff or doesn't care about any of the stuff. They're not writing for those people. They're just kind of writing for themselves, I think. And it's I don't know. I think it makes them feel superior, makes them feel good about themselves or something like that. Like they're the good guys or something, or they're making a difference in the world. But it's certainly for some stupid agenda instead of like entertaining people and writing something that's actually worth reading. It's not about that really.
And like you could do both.
You can do both. Just make it good. At least make it good.
Like the X-Men, that was about diversity. Yeah. That was
racism, diversity,
social commentary, but it was good. Like,
it was like good writing and it made sense and it fit the format. But now I tried to write that. It was like one of the new X-Men things, and it had like it was just so bad, dude. It was like everybody going to like the queer nightclubs, and like everybody in the story is like 90% gay, lesbian, or transgender. I was like, it's like, man, I know that world's out there and that stuff's out there, but it's like, I've been reading X-Men my whole life, and I don't remember anything about Iceman having anything to do with, how that's just weird, dude. I don't like
it. It is. It's like
make somebody up, create some other character, do that with somebody else, but don't do that with somebody that's been around for 40 years.
And make it a good character where that's not their only thing that like defines them.
They're just defined by what they look like or whatever. This kind of
I mean, look at a prime example for me is I remember when DC Rebirth came out, they was talking about the Superman's son and Damian. They come up with Super Son, Jonathan Kent. He was introduced in Convergence 2, and the storyline began when Lois and Clark, the Superman. And it was a good story. It's a good story to a point where it has a family value and how parenting is and so and how they overcome, how they were trying to be the best parents they can be, having a son that has all these from that aspect of not Clark Kent's parent, but as a superhero,
right.
And then fucking Brian Michael Bendis comes in and he came in and he fucking overaged him to a point where he came back as a man. So all his childhood is pretty much gone. Now you can't. And at the same time, new writer comes in, forgot what his name is, and fucking made him gay.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with being gay, but why him being gay, have him stick with gay. Have him be gay throughout the whole entire of him being, a Superboy. But no, they brought him back as straight again because the fucking comic book is not selling. So why you even tap there and destroy a character? Why destroy a character's legacy when he could have been such a good character, especially when he was still a boy?
Yeah.
That to a point where I said, fuck Superman and Superboy. I'm not buying any of the fucking books no more, because it's just to a point where they probably gonna make him do something. I don't know, just to a point where why? If you're gonna make him gay, make him a good gay guy. Make a good gay story,
Yeah. Make it interesting. Make him likable. Make it an interesting thing, and make it to where it just doesn't revolve around that. It's just naturally
part of who he
is. Not everything about what he is and everything's about that.
And having go through the society of people might hate on him, right? And having go through that whole psychological battles that he needs to face him through the whole society. I mean, through the whole social things that he needs to go through as a
Right.
not as a gay superhero.
Yeah.
But no, they trying to tap on that, but it was a huge miss, and they
Yeah.
made him back straight again. It was like I never seen a gay guy turn gay and go back to being straight.
Yeah. But I don't understand what they're trying to tap into. It was never popular and it never sold. So why would you just go in that direction whenever it's doing very poorly and nobody's
Yeah,
buying it?
and the
Nobody
thing
likes
is,
it. Why
and
would
the
you even do it?
writer and the writer that who wrote that is not even gay himself.
Yeah.
You know, I think there is a generation gap. I don't know what's it called, generation gap, but it's to a point where if I'm gonna write a character, I'm gonna write about a character who's Asian, right? Who's been immigrated when he was a kid and growing up and so and so, and that's the character that I would. But no, he's not gay. He's not even a boy, right? He's a freaking 60-year-old guy, a 55, 60-year-old man writing a character about a gay superhero that that he has no business writing. Period. I just I don't. It's like
Yeah. Probably has more tropes than it does actual reality. Like I've had I've had friends that are gay, and they're just cool people. You wouldn't even know that they were unless you talk to them about it or something. They don't just. It's not who they are, if that kind of makes sense. It's just
yeah, no.
a
I
part of
have
their life.
friends. I work in retail. I have a lot
Yeah.
of gay friends.
Yeah.
There's a lot of guys that who's been married have 3 kids and turned gay because
Yeah.
they just couldn't do that anymore. So they decided to say fuck it. I'm gay. I like dicks. I'm sorry. There's some women that say I'm sorry. I like women. Sorry, Yvonne. Like I said, it's going to be non-filtered to a point where I might say things that might make you feel a little uncomfortable, even with the listener. But it's just how I strongly feel that this this new age, especially in the past decade or so, there's 90% of the story that has been written is just trash and doesn't stick. So it seems like a lot of like Scott Snyder. I'm gonna use him. He did a great Superman run in the New 52 because why? Because he did the background. He knows about Batman, and he thought that introducing a whole new character, who he is, being a true detective, and it just made sense. It just made sense. Towards the end of 52, maybe not, but like the first, like the year one, the Court of Owls, and the first five, that those were just great stories. Like even with what's that who's the guy that did Venom, who brought no Donny Gates. He read comic book, he knew the history and the characters, and they brought him back, the characters that David, when did you read? Wow. Well, if you're talking about the 50s, I'm very gay. I'm very happy gay. But if you're talking about the nowadays gay, I don't know. I still love my woman. And love, you know, I don't have any interest in sausages yet. Uh, but I'm just saying is that this writers like oh, who's another writers that revamped the X-Men? Um, Hickman, right? Jonathan Hickman. He did a great story, bringing X-Men, reviving everything, kind of rebooting with the Cocoa Society, right? And as soon as he left, what happened? Everything went to shit. They ruined the X-Men again. Um, Well, I don't know, Lord Tatman. Probably after my third marriage, if this doesn't work out and I'm just too tired of it, maybe I might just go gay. But I don't see that happening anytime soon. Um, Ultimate Spider-Man is good, yeah, because this is what everybody wanted. A whole new story where Ben Parker is still alive. No, is it Ben Parker? Is it Yeah, Ben Parker, his Uncle Ben, right? Ben Parker's still alive, Aunt May and his father's still alive, this is what we wanted. What if story? What if so and so was alive? What if so and so was alive? As an Ultimate Spider-Man, I read the first five book, and I jumped off of it because it's like, okay, it's all right. Even with Absolute Batman, after first 8 issue, I'm like, okay, I'm done.
Like for the Silver Age stuff, like when I was reading that stuff from the Silver Age, like Captain America, Fantastic Four, X-Men and stuff like that, they would every once in a while have like these storylines that would go for like 5 or 10 issues, and it would just be like, and then when it would end, but it would still continue in the same world, with the same universe, with the same people, with the same things that they had before this event. So it wasn't like some kind of special event crap. It's like we're having this 10-issue special event thing with 80 different covers and this and that, and then it's going to have nothing to do with the other stuff, and then it's not going to tie into the whole world there. It's just going to be this new thing, and then we'll drop that like a hot sack of potatoes, and then we'll move on to something else. They didn't do that. It kind of continued on. They had like the Dark Phoenix saga, but after that was over, it went right back to kind of like it just continued from where it started out before that, and that was just part of this like little thing that happened within there. And so it was like this long continuation from like the 60s, the 70s, the 80s. It was just kind of kept going on, and they'd have different stories, and every other comic, it would just have different stories, but it'd be the same. It'd be the same. You know what I mean? It wouldn't be like just like
So
everything's an event now. We're gonna have a 5
what
event.
manga does. It's like a filler story.
Right? Yeah.
It's like a filler story, kind of get an origin, and you don't have to keep focusing on the main story. You can kind of go off and say, all right, so Kitty Pryde, since she wasn't on so and so issue, this is what she was doing at the time. And then when that series is done, you can kind of feel that when Kitty Pryde comes in, we would all understand, saying, oh, now we know why we know why Kitty Pryde is doing so and so on this new releases, because she's been doing this. So I understand, but yeah, you're absolutely right. Now there's a storyline, there's this mini-series book or one-time event thing that it doesn't really tie up to anything that is on the mainstream when it comes to 616 storyline.
It's just gimmicky bullcrap, and it has no.
It's always multiverse.
What they care about is bad writing, and then when it's over, they go on to something else, and it doesn't have anything to do with what they did before, and the characters don't continue on with that same world, and that same. It's crap.
Yeah, I mean this multiverse. Multiverse. It's like
I mean, it's kind of cool. It gives them a way to do whatever they want to do without messing up the original stuff. They can say, "Oh, we can kill Spider-Man 1,000 different universes, and we can have this dramatic event." It's just gimmicky crap, though.
I mean, you're absolutely right. But they should, if they're gonna do that, not focusing on the main universes, which is 616, they should say Spider-Man Ultimate Universe, or Spider-Man 6. So we understand where this Spider-Man or where this character, which universe is from. But it's they put a title Spider-Man, and you read it like, what the fuck is it? And you find out that that's not from the same universe that you thought it would be. It's Matt Wagner. The new Grendel series is good. Also, Mark Miller is kicking ass. Well, all the independents, yes, I can understand it, but I'm focusing, Lord Tadman, I'm focusing on Marvel and DC, which happens to be the majority of the people who's buying comic book for the sake of nostalgia and for the sake of, I don't know, of keeping your runs, going, especially when it comes to Batman or, Amazing Spider-Man. I know people who are just buying those, not reading it, just because they want to continue their runs going into their collection. Yes, Image, Boom, who else is there?
Dark Horse.
Dark Horse. Okay, so Lord Tatman, let me ask you this: Marvel shit needs a total revamp. How would you revamp it? I think they're trying to do that with Ultimate Universe, right? So how would you revamp characters that been there for the past during the early 60s? You got characters for the past 60 plus years. How are you going to revamp, and how are you going to all that storyline that has been told for the past 6 decades? How are you going to revamp that? I mean, it's not easy, So what they do is they come up with Ultimate Spider-Man, which Michael Bendis has done with 150 issues. I love that whole freaking story. You know, it was a slow burn at the first 10 issue, but the thing is, it builds the character, and you know who that character is, and you got involved. I really loved it, and yes, Ultimate Universe will be considered as my Spider-Man, even though it's the same Peter Parker, but in an
Yeah.
ultimate world.
Right.
But they don't do that anymore. I mean,
Right.
it's yeah, because the reason I'm bitching about this is that I was thinking about buying a couple of books just for the sake of reading it, but I was thinking, fuck, I earn hard, I work hard for my money, you know. You know, give me a great cover, I might think about it. But the thing is, give me a story that I can read. Right now, I'm all about Batman
Like, how
160.
much would it cost you to read that storyline that you're maybe interested in reading? Like, how much is it? Like $5 a book or $20 a book, or kind of what
Right
is
now,
it?
it's $5 a book.
Okay.
You know, and think about it. And each arc is average about what 5 to 6, sometimes 7 issues.
Yeah.
It's $35.
Right.
You know, so I mean, and thank God DC are when it comes to this new Hush, I have option to buy other artists that has a cool cover, because since cover collecting is my forte, so I can pick and choose. But I mean, a lot of the times I get cool covers, I get cool story, great interior art. I say 95% of DC and Marvel, you might have cool covers, you might have a decent interior, but the story sucks. I mean, all now to a point where I'm a consumer of myself. I need to have a little bit of all three. Don't have to be all A, don't have to be all great, but give me a good cover, good story, and a decent interior.
You're asking for too much.
Yes, I am. That's why the percentage of this comic books that has been released is crap.
Yeah, those days are gone.
Save what it says. It said save money, get saver. But look what else says I get 20% off. Well,
But
twenty
you know
percent
what?
off is still $5. But if you pre-order your thing, you can actually get 35 to 40% off Weapon
Yeah,
Expo.
you pre-order crap is what you end up doing.
Yeah, so
So I think, so
that's
I think,
that's the gamble. That's the gamble right there. You
so
pre-order crap.
I think Marvel and DC have not been successful in retaining talent. All their good writers leave. They go to independent stuff so they can come up with their own stuff that they want to do. I mean, I think David, if you want to find a good read, you go to the library. There are a lot of books, or I should say, a lot of comic books that you have not read yet. Jason Aaron's Scalped. Have you read that? Or Matt Fraction's Iron Man. Did you read that? There's a lot of
Iron Man
stuff
don't
that
really.
came out that was so good, and I don't know if you read them.
No, I have not. Um, these are all the trades that I got. I already read the Batman New 52, so I still got. I still need to read the Spider Gwen, the very first solo. I got a hard copy on that. I still need to read the Who's Killing the Children. Um, here, so this one I still need to read. It's a trade paperback. There's also I read the Secret Wars. I read the so there is a few titles that or characters I don't want to just go out there just read for the sake of good read. I want to be I want to be invested. I mean, this is a great. I got to read this one, but what I'm saying is my money. I want to invest on something that would I don't know, it's worthwhile, I guess, not just for the sake of just reading it, but yeah, I can go to the library, but I don't, you know what?
Iron Fist.
Oh, Iron Fist, Ed Brubaker. Ed Brubaker was another great story. I read his independent one, Kill or Be Killed. Hellboy universe books are always good. there is a tons of great stories and characters that can be read, but I mean, I'm just talking about recent releases that has been what we went through, of the FOCs or the new releases. We went through that within 10 to 15 minutes. That should take about an hour for us if
I
you were.
didn't see anything I liked. Not one
Yeah,
thing.
honestly
Just
speaking,
based on
if
the
I was
cover.
doing this show, if I was doing this 7, 8, 9 years ago when I first started, when I was reading, we would have gone through this new releases and talk about it for over an hour. We went through the whole release of hundreds of books that have been released in 15 minutes. Why? Because we really don't give a crap anymore about this stupid storyline. It's just sad. It's just sad to a point where this hobby is more of a money grab than anything than having us being invested on a character or storyline. It's
Yeah.
just it's sad to a point where everything is all about hype now. And no thanks to the influencer. Hey, go make your money. But at least make the story worthwhile to read. I mean, I don't know if this Battle Beast story is going to be good or what, but I'm going to keep watching YouTube to see what people have to say about this Battle Beast. This title that has been released. Some people are saying it's okay. Some people are saying crap. I just need to, I guess, spend my fucking $5-6 and read it and see it for myself.
It's been around for a while, hasn't it?
The character.
The character, yes.
Yeah.
The character was from. I heard that I think it was Invincible issue number 19 was his very first appearance in comic.
Yeah.
But I think this might be the very first time that he has a solo solo series, and a lot of people are hyping about it. You got the blind bag, you got the eBay blind bag. You might get this, you might get that. They're trying to put in. We talked about last week how they're trying to do a sports car or card type of gimmick to have people buy into this. So like, just fucking release the book and have people read it, and to see if it's a good book, you'll sell out. If it's a crap, it won't. Don't gimmick it and don't. It's just me bitching about it. I'm sorry.
No, but I mean, like with a character like that that's been around for a little bit now, he's getting its own thing. Like, it should be good enough on its own, not to have to do some kind of gimmicky stuff like special packages and special presentations and a big hoopla about it. Like, people should be interested in, okay, like, I like this character, I like this storyline, I like this where this is going, and I'm gonna buy that new series that's coming out with Battle Beast. I think it should kind of sell itself, really, but I don't know.
You know why they do gimmicks?
Because it works.
Exactly,
Yeah.
it sells. Like,
Yeah, the reason why they do that is because of people like us that buy it.
I understand it. I understand that gimmick sales. It's just to a point where I'm bitching about it. I'm just being a sour apple about it because like I said, I don't mind influencers making money. I mean, it's business, but it's to a point where people are spending, I guess, $50-$60 on this real thing, and to me, it's like, is it a good story? I mean,
so, Lord Tapman, what did you think of it?
Yeah, I was about to ask that. What do you think about that Battle Beast? You went.
Thank you. Shut up.
You want a good storyline? One Piece. Yes, I'm actually.
One Piece.
Hold on. Wow, is that a manga? Is that the first edition?
It's not a first.
It's not a first edition, but it's signed,
by
Colleen Clickenbeard, the voice of Luffy on the English dub.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's actual manga, One Piece manga.
Nice.
Yeah,
it is one of the best stories. Like,
it's a great story. Yeah, we haven't read the manga, but we've watched the anime and stuff. But it's so good.
Well, there we go. I mean, there we go. All right, so segue into a good storytelling is manga.
Yeah.
This fucking Japanese people, they know how to tell a story without really small words.
Yeah, it's really good.
It is so good. Like,
And
A
there's
lot of the
nothing
a lot of the
violent.
mangas, the Japanese anime manga stuff is it's really good stuff.
Yeah,
You know,
that's what she said.
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, and that is reason why manga sells millions and millions of copies instead of us here in US. We sell what they print out 30,000 at most nowadays, and it hardly sells out. I can walk into a LCS, they probably will have something that's been released for like 2-3 months ago.
Mhm.
I want to read Akira. Yeah, go to library.
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
But yeah, I mean, it's to a point when once again is that here in US the comic book people are bitching about like how the comic book market is falling, it's gonna so and so, but who is that to blame? I mean, it's the publishers coming up with crap things,
But see, this is also like back to like the consistent storyline. This storyline has been ongoing since what? I mean, it came out in the 90s.
90s, yeah.
So
Been out
it is
for
the
30
same
years,
story,
yeah.
same characters.
Yeah.
You don't have to reboot all the time. Like, just tell a good
No,
story. Like,
thank
with
you,
good
Yvonne.
characters.
Thank you. And how many times did Spider Gwen got rebooted from the time that she was introduced in her first series?
Yeah.
Miss Marvel, Kamala Khan, when she got her very first issue back in what 19 was it 19 was it 2000? But she got more reboot than fucking Spider Man himself.
Yeah, that's weird, man.
It like she can't. I mean, that title can't surpass issue 10 or 12.
Yeah.
Captain Marvel, I love that character, but can't go over issue number 20. I mean, can't go over issue 15 until they reboot. It's like,
Why do you think they keep rebooting stuff though? Like what it
because by the time they reach issue number 8, the sales drop, right? But they're already published because, from my understanding of this comic business, not really known by in detail, but the storyline is already out 3 to 4 months before that issue comes out.
Yeah.
So they see that by the time they hit issue number 6 or 7, they know that the price of the sales has been dropped, and they're publishing 10 to 15,000, but they only can sell 5,000 copies of this. What do? They have to keep going until they finish the storyline. And what they do, oh, let's do a reboot and do a number 1 and have all these ridiculous incentive variants, and their sales goes up. By the time they hit issue 5 again, it dropped because the storyline sucks. The writer of this character is not invested in the character to make it interesting to a point where people want to read it.
All right. Yeah.
And this it is, and the people that who does ASM runs has been invested ever since. I can say during the 80s, I can probably say, when they had a pretty decent storylines.
Yeah. Have you read Amazing like in any form, like whether it's a paper, whatever it is, or whatever?
He said he has, yeah.
You read the Amazing Fantasy 15, right?
Yes.
Yeah, isn't that a good story?
It's a great story.
It's such a good story, man.
And I like the fact that Michael Bendis had kind of tweaked it in his ultimate universe.
Yeah.
And even with Miles Morales, when I remember people are saying like, fuck, we don't need a black Spider-Man. But I read his characters, and Brian Bendis, again, he has tweaked it to a point where it got my interest. It's like, you know what, this is not a bad character.
Yeah.
You might have the same background, trying to figure out the powers and things, and being a color, he might not fit in that thing, but it's to a point where it made sense. I mean, but after a while, when Bendis left to DC, it's like it was crap again.
David, we were going over some top 10 list of books, and somewhere in that top group of books, there was a book called Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow. Do you remember that? And you were just questioning it. It's like, why the hell is this one of the best books that you should get? So it's written by Tom King. And I swear to God, I was in the library a couple days ago, and I had that book in my hands, and I couldn't check it out. So apparently someone had reserved it. So I had the book in my hands, and I wanted to read it because, Tom King is a good writer.
He is.
But someone had reserved it. So once it's reserved, we can't borrow it.
Oh.
So I'm going to get hold of it one day. I think it's on Hoopla, so you can read it digitally. But I wanted to get the hardcover, and I guess I'll have to wait a couple weeks.
It says too many investors, not enough readers that relate to the story being told. Okay, but what do you mean by that? Too many? If there's many investors, don't you think that people might want to read it and be invested in the characters?
Well, if you're an investor, you kind of bag and board it and you don't open it.
Oh, that's what he meant by investor. Okay.
Yeah, you don't want to touch it or take a chance.
And that's why I buy 2 copies all the time. One for read and one for.
I buy 2 copies too. Yeah.
To a point where that's where I just need to just get this thing out. Like, I was going through my thing and I was just reading some of the books. And I'm like, God, this interior sucks. And the storyline, even that for one issue, is like, even Pop Kills, stupid ass story.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, but it's a great cover.
Yeah,
the covers are great though.
Great covers. Don't get me wrong, especially when the Kickstarter with Adam Hughes, it's a great cover. But to a point where it's like, I don't want to get issue number 1. If the story was great, I would say, oh shit, I need to get issue number 1 and 2 to find out why this happened in issue 3. But at issue 3, they got me to a point where, what the fuck is this? It's like I'm not invested in any of these characters. It's just sad. It's just sad. They said movie Miles is a real Miles. The comic version was a cheap knockoff. Well, I think Sony did okay with that, Into the Spider-Verse and things. But Sony has the right to all Spider-Man related characters and storyline, and they're talking about they want to make Miles Morales live action movie. I said, to me, it's like, please don't. Please don't. No, the thing is that everything that fucking Sony does, especially when it comes to Spider-Man, is all stanked.
But isn't Marvel doing Spider-Man now?
Well, they got Tom Holland. Yeah. They don't have anyone else besides that. Like, Sony has to agree.
Okay.
With Disney or with Marvel saying, yes, you may use these characters, which they had a good relationship, but now Sony wants to do that shit on their own. Okay. And 5 out of the 5 movies they made that has been released recently all failed.
Yeah. Okay. I thought Marvel actually had the rights to Spider-Man back for some reason.
No. I think with only Tom Holland. Yeah. Only with Tom Holland in that Spider-Man. And so it's just, I don't know.
I didn't think the Sony movies were that bad. I thought they were okay.
Well, Tobey Maguire
with
Tobey Maguire Spider-Man was good. I like the first one, right? The second one's okay. The third one, what the fuck is with the
Andrew
third
Garfield?
one?
Yeah, the third one was crap. But I like the ones with Andrew Garfield. I like this. I thought
the Amazing Spider-Man was okay.
Yeah, I thought he was good as Spider-Man. Some of the story wasn't, fantastic or anything, but it was decent. It was good. I liked him. But
the first one,
the
second one sucked.
The what? Which one? The third one?
Yeah, with Garfield.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the third one wasn't very good.
The second one sucked.
The third one with Tobey Maguire wasn't very good either.
Tobey Maguire, that sucked. I mean, that killed fucking Venom. I was so excited that Venom was going to be there.
Yeah, it was so stupid.
Totally killed it. Do we really need to have him walk on that thing, clap, snapping his fingers and dancing.
Dancing,
Yes,
yeah.
yes, we do.
Yes. No, I mean, I'm sorry, but that's to a point where shit. I mean, they've fucked it up big time. I mean, why? And like, if you're gonna make a movie, give the creator enough independence to have them write a story instead of fucking suits coming in and telling them exactly what needs to be cut out. This is how it should be.
Yeah.
If you don't like it, get the fuck out, kind of thing. It's like, no, no. I think this is the reason why even with Marvel, the first phase was done really great because I think the creators had more freedom making this movie and building the characters. And when they got bought by Disney, the suits up there was telling him what to do. That's why the phase what 4, 5, 6 was sucked because they want diversity. They want storytelling about so and so. It's just too what is it? Just like no, I was expecting it. Yeah, well, the thing about No is that the character is not done yet, so it's still lingering to exactly to see what's going to happen. From what I heard is that that Tom Holland Spider Man might be somewhat linked to Sony No, but I really don't give a shit about that anymore. What is
Even though Marvel is under Disney, there's still some Marvel stuff that's doing well under Disney, like Daredevil Born Again.
yeah,
You
because
you
they
don't
brought
see
everybody back from the
Yeah.
Netflix.
what?
Mhm.
Okay, so when Netflix, Daredevil, and you remember all their show was done, right? They had a separate creators, and it's in a different line of umbrella. So you got Kevin Foggy, and you have someone else in doing the Netflix. So when Disney bought them out, they said, okay, we're gonna fire everyone from Netflix, and we're gonna use the creators and the writers that we have within. So what happened? Nothing stick, right? WandaVision. What was the other one? So all these Disney shows that they had, it didn't do really well. So what they do is that they was gonna bring Daredevil back, but to a point where the story that was written by Disney was not as good, not as impactful how compared to what it was in the Netflix. So what they do is that they hired everyone that was involved in the very first Netflix series and show and the writers, and they got everyone in back, and that's why they made Daredevil, and that's why it's as decent as what would have been if they weren't hired.
So you telling me that there is a Daredevil live action by Disney?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh no,
which
not
one
by
is that?
Disney.
Huh?
Which one is that?
No, it was never made because the stories
Because it was bad.
it was bad. It
Okay,
was
I
bad.
wonder what that looks like.
You remember when Hawkeye, the TV show, came out? Okay, that was part of the Disney story writers. You remember how they portrayed it, Kingpin? That's not the same Kingpin that we knew from Netflix.
Okay, but I still like the Hawkeye though.
Yeah, Hawkeye was okay. I think that was one of the best. She-Hawks was okay, but it wasn't. If you compared, okay, so I would say that if you compare the show that we had in Netflix under Disney, I mean under Marvel, compared to what Disney Plus has been giving us before Daredevil,
Hmm.
what would you prefer? Would you prefer the very original Netflix series from Marvel, or you want the Disney Plus Marvel stuff?
But I don't know what is a Disney Plus Daredevil though. You saying they never made it, so it's kind of hard to
Well, they
know.
made it. They released it, Born Again.
But don't you
But that
like Born
was
Again?
basically from like the
That
Yeah.
was the same writers and the creators and the people from the original Netflix Daredevil series.
Okay.
But they was going through. They had a whole different storyline. They was trying to make. from
You're
Disney.
trying to make Daredevil gay. Is that what you're trying to say, David?
I don't know, something. Remember when? Okay, do you remember when Daredevil was introduced in She-Hulk? Is that the same? Is that the same Daredevil that we knew from Netflix?
Okay, I see what you're saying.
So
But
it
I
was.
did like it. I mean,
Yeah,
I still like She-Hulk though.
It was
Yeah,
I thought it was fun.
I
It
thought She-Hulk
wasn't
was fun. Yeah, it was.
good, but it was fun.
right,
Like,
but
Yeah.
that's not the same. That's not the same
Yeah.
Daredevil. I agree with you.
Yeah. So it's a Jeremy Renner. Yeah, I would have said no too. Did you hear about that? How Disney wanted?
I heard about that.
Yeah,
And I thought that was a
I would give
shame.
them the FU too. You know.
Yeah, because Jeremy Renner doing Hawkeye is not a bad thing. That is actually a cool story because he does not have superpowers.
No.
So it's kind of cool to see him pull off some of the things that he does, like shooting an arrow without looking. It's like a no look pass in the NBA, right?
Yes.
No look arrow shot. That's cool.
He's like the bullseye with arrows. Can't miss.
You like the bullseye.
You know. They were making Daredevil weak and feminine. Yeah. Oh, but yes, it's like I said, the storyline was not.
Yeah, but Matt Murdock is always a gentleman, though. He's always good to his women.
And he laid a lot of them too. I remember.
Including Black Widow.
I think there was a show called Blind Samurai. It was a Japanese show in the 70s, right? He's a blind man.
Zatoichi, something like that.
It's something. So he's a drifter. So he go through the whole Japan, and he can't see, and he's not a good-looking guy either. Whoever was playing him is not a handsome man, right?
Yeah.
So what he does is he somehow goes to a town. He gets into he saves the town, and guess what? He makes love with the hottest chick in the neighborhood. And it's the same thing with Daredevil. Any woman that comes into this thing, he gets the girl, Like, I guess like Iron Man, it's a playboy, but you know where I'm coming from. But that was a cool story. I need to find out what that title of that show again. I think it's called The Blind Samurai or something like that. It was pretty. Track engine didn't help me. He's a liability.
Well, he seemed to have come back on his feet, though. He's recovered, it seems. I mean, it was a long time for him to heal, but I think he's okay now, right?
Yeah. Well, the other thing is that the tractor incident and him coming back as a Hawkeye I think that would be a more of a plus thing than the liability.
Kind of a beat up Hawkeye.
Yeah, like a beat up Hawkeye. He's getting old. He's a mentor of Kate Bishop. Don't you think that maybe
I don't know who the idiot was that came up with the idea to give him half the salary that he was making. That is so stupid.
What? That was Disney. That's the whole thing.
Yeah, I can't believe it. Who's the stupid creative genius that did that?
Well, it's a
I'm afraid Riri Williams will be a disaster too, because I remember seeing that character in Wakanda Forever, right?
Yes.
And it was just not memorable. It's like, who cares?
And here's another thing about that show.
What show?
Ironheart. The Riri Williams.
Ironheart. Okay.
So they're gonna be releasing it, but guess what? That show was already made 3 years ago.
So there was a writer strike. There was COVID.
It was done. It was done.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Everything was under wrap. Everything was ready, but they decided, you know what? We're gonna backburn that thing, put it in the archives because
it's too bad, David.
It's bad because they didn't get the. Well, this is what the Disney does is like they didn't get the fan favor, and a lot of people said that this character is a trash. So what they do, they say they don't want to waste money. They rather use it as a tax deduction, like how they did with Batgirl, with DC. And the movie's done. We're never going to see that movie, with what's his name? Who was the original Batman?
Adam West.
No, the movie. God.
Michael Keaton.
Yes. That movie was done like 4 5 years ago. We're never going to see that movie. Hopefully they open up the archives, maybe decades from now. And but yeah, all this thing make James Rose Iron Man follow the comic. Isn't but James Rhodes is what considered as what Iron Patriot?
Iron Patriot.
We said cancel with Black Panther woman, just recast the character. Well, they didn't. Well, in the comics, Shiri, what's her name? Shiri became the Black Panther.
Yeah.
She became the Black Panther, but the thing is, they should have just recasted Chad Bosman and continued that storyline. I think
What I really wish from Wakanda Forever is they continued Submariner stories. They just kind of left that hanging.
yeah, I like that character, Namor.
I like what they did with it, but they didn't take it anywhere else. They just left it in that movie, and it's pretty regrettable that they did that. I would like to have seen some Submariner stuff,
So
some more Submariner stuff.
yeah, and another thing, I'm glad that you brought up movies. Is that critics with rotten apples or whatever, they just need to just shut the fuck up because
Yeah,
they
I
don't,
know.
when it comes to superhero movies, they don't know jack shit about it, and they critic it to a point where, oh no, it's to a point where let the audience decide what we want. They said what 40 years of original Black Panther stories to choose from, and yeah, well, Kevin Foggy said it's a more of an honor system to a point where Chad Bosman did such a great job as a Black Panther. They didn't thought that recasting him would have done a favor. But the thing is, um, you should have recast that Black Panther. And in the beginning of the movie, you should have said, in the memory of Chad Bosman, so and so and so. You should have somewhat done that and introduced a new Black Panther. But what I'm saying is, this critics just shut the fuck up already with this rotten potatoes or tomatoes or things like that. I mean,
Potatoes.
it's like all of the Marvel movies or DC movies that has came out. That's critics just giving them such a bad rating. But when I went to see it, I enjoyed it. It was not the greatest, but I to a point where I enjoyed it. Yes, Chaz gone. Time to move on. I totally agree. Let's move on. Let's bring Robert Downey Jr. Have him cast as a fucking um, have him cast as freaking Black Panther. He's doing Doom. He did Iron Man. Why not do him a freaking another black character he did with Black Thunder, Tropical Thunder, and have him as a black.
Tropical Thunder.
You know, make Marvel. Well, the only way that I think the Marvel will be great is that they kind of part away with Disney. Just go away with Disney and do what you guys were doing like 15, 16 years ago. You know,
Yeah, I am afraid what's going to happen with Fantastic Four. I hope it's not going to be bad.
It looks
It
good to
looks
me.
good, yeah.
I think it's got that classic feel to it. It's got that Jack Kirby, Stan Lee kind of feel to it.
I just hope it works.
I do too. I
And
really
to that
do.
end, I wish you could see like Namor with
Mhm.
Sue Storm.
Yeah.
what
That would
what
be fun.
the thing is, I like Pedro Pascal. Don't get me
Got it.
wrong. He's a good actor, but
Except in that second Wonder Woman, he was terrible.
yeah,
in
he was
that.
terrible. I mean, there's a lot of terrible movies that he was in. Uh, you know, but did he really needed to be in that Fantastic Four movie being recast as a Hispanic actor?
I don't care.
Yeah, if he's a
If
good
he
enough,
does a good job,
if he does a good
like-
job, I'm fine with it. But or as long as they don't, kind of, I don't know. It's I just hope it's well written. That's all. Like I know they didn't get it's not Norn Rad. It's not the regular Silver Surfer. It's the one from I think it's the one from an alternate universe.
Yeah, Universe X.
Yeah. So they didn't turn like Silver Surfer into a girl. It's actually an actual character that was in the comics. So I don't really have a problem with that either. I think it would have been cooler, and everybody would rather see Norn Rad, the regular Silver Surfer in it. But they'll probably work their way up to that, But I don't know. He's had all kinds of different heralds. So
Yeah. I'm excited to. I can't wait until I see Fantastic Four in big theater in the big screen. But
I want to see it too. Yeah.
and
one thing I noticed that was different about it is like Ben Grimm. He's normally kids were scared of him and they kind of made fun of him and talked about how ugly he was and he was a monster and all that kind of stuff. And he went through all that strife and all that emotional turmoil over being a monster kind of thing, and they're kind of not doing that here. Like the kids seem to love him in that and they're like excited to see him, and he picks up cars for him and does all kinds of stuff to kind of play with the kids, and they just seem to like get a kick out of him. And
well, there's Marvel for you.
Maybe
there's
they
Disney for you.
both things. I don't know.
Yeah. So that's different,
see,
but I
yeah.
kind of like it too. Like it kind of doesn't bother me too much. I think it's kind of cool. But it doesn't look like they're going to go on that whole Ben Grimm being the angry monster, hurt, everybody being scared of him and hating him and stuff like that,
Best Ethiopian or Italian Spanish. Where the Ethiopian come from?
I guess our Black Panther.
Oh, Black Panther.
With Daredevil, they're going to try. There's all this rumor about them trying to bring back Power Man and Iron Fist, and I still think Iron Fist should be an Asian dude, but he's not. He's going to probably be that same guy that they had, the Defenders.
And I think for Daredevil, they should have hired an actual blind actor.
Yeah,
I think that would have been better.
There we go.
Hire an actual blind person to
diversity. Right?
Yes, absolutely.
And David, didn't you notice there's no?
He'd do their own stunts and his own fight scenes and everything. It'd be great.
Yeah,
that would be cool. Oh man!
I mean, I agree, Lothar, man. I totally agree that they should just hire great actors. But I don't know. I'm just glad they didn't hire freaking what's his name? Who's the guy from Titanic? I can't remember.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah, Leonardo DiCaprio. I mean, he makes a great movies. I mean, he's a good actor.
Yeah.
But
Is he in the running?
I heard they were thinking about him for Captain America too. I'm glad they didn't go in that direction.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, I can't see him. I can't see.
You think he would have been Reed Richards? Is that what you were thinking?
No. I'm just saying that it would be good to. I'm just glad it's not in any of the Marvel characters, because I can't, like, even Tom Cruise. I'm just glad that Tom Cruise has not. I mean, thank God he wasn't the Iron Man. Because all you will see him is Iron Man running. He won't be doing like, all you be doing is just running. I watched the show in Mission Impossible. It was it was almost 2.5 hour movie. All right, half an hour. All you see is him running.
He's running in all his movies.
Dude, I mean, he was running. Okay, no, I don't want to do any spoiler. There was one scene that one of the character was endangered, and he was one side of town. He ran from one side of town to where the guy is, and he never lost the breath. When he got there, he was just like, and he was sprinting. It was just fucking going. Like it was a 5-minute show, just him running.
Yeah.
It just running. And like what he said, blind Daredevil dies on the first second.
Yes. Yeah. Blind actor puts other actor in hospital for accidentally punching him in the face.
Damn.
Yeah.
Oh.
All the fight scenes would get real because people would actually get hit.
Oh, God. But that would be cool, though.
Mhm.
Is there any blind actors out there that we know?
I don't know. Probably.
I'm sure there are.
I don't know. I guess somebody could read the script to him, or
Yeah.
I guess probably.
I mean, I don't know if they were. I mean, I'm sure there's blind actors somewhere.
Yeah,
Like,
I know there's some deaf actors and stuff like that, but I don't know.
Yeah, that would be kind of hard to communicate with him if he's deaf.
yeah, just have gone blind.
I've
So,
gone
you know what I
blind,
mean?
yeah.
Like,
Oh man.
I know they have some blind referees in sports.
There are half
Half
of
of
them.
them are legally blind for sure.
Yeah.
NBA.
Yeah.
Oh no,
Especially the
the home empire, the home plate umpire.
yeah. Yeah.
They're pretty much blind. God, that'll be cool though if they did decided on cast a real blind man to play Matt Murdock.
Mhm.
Like I'll be sold. Like I've sold on Charlie Cox, and even my wife said he's blind, right? I'm like, no. Yes, the character is, but the actor is not. It's like he did such a good job playing a blind man.
He's really good at the part. Yeah.
Yeah, even my wife was sold that he thought he was actually blind in person. You know.
I got frustrated that they didn't use Grant Gustin to play the Flash in those movies.
I was
They
disappointed
got
in
Ezra
that
Miller.
too.
Well,
I agree.
there's a rumor. There's a rumor that he might play in the DCU in the James
Good
Gunn.
because he's
but who cares now? Like,
yeah. I mean, they've already
no
effed
one
up.
cares.
Like nobody likes Ezra Miller. Everybody hates him, and they hire him to be the Flash for the next two things.
And I think an older Grant Gustin would be better as Barry Allen because I've always thought as Barry Allen as an older guy, not a kid, not a kid out of college. That never made sense to me.
Right,
Should always be a seasoned police scientist,
Right.
I think that'd be cool if he came back.
Well, yeah, Ezra Miller wasn't a great. I mean, that was a bad choice when it comes to.
I don't know where the choice came from.
Well, because I think there was other movie.
That woke crap.
Yeah, I think he do I don't know. I never seen it, but I heard that he did really good job in one of the shows or one of the movies that he was in. That's why Scott's not.
Yeah, I mean, he might have been. I don't know. I haven't. He's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, Tom
remember
would have been a bit of flat.
The Stand. They redid The Stand.
Oh my gosh!
And he was in that, and he played that crazy dude that goes through the desert with the my life for years. And he just went bonkers with that role, man. Like he just took it into fifth gear, and all the people that like have autism and they have like mental issues and stuff, they're like, this guy made us all look bad, and he went really wild with that role. But yeah, he's it was pretty bad, man.
So what's the new movies coming out? Superman in what, June 7th, I think? Is it next month that movie's coming
out? Yeah. Fantastic Four, Superman, and then I guess Riri comes out on Disney Plus.
I'm just excited I'm just not excited. I want to say excited. I really want to see Superman and see how James Gunn had revived that whole DC universe. A lot of people are saying that he's not a lot of people saying criticizing the actor that plays Superman, but I just have to wait and see, for myself, because like going back to the critics is that fuck, you can't trust this critics' words no more. And I mean,
yeah.
How can you? They fucked up so many times.
Yeah, I don't really care about the critics. Yeah.
You got Rotten Tomatoes who like the industry people always have the worst movies at like 85 to 95%, and all the audience has it like 20%.
Yeah.
It's such a huge disparity. It's like all these people that are supposed to be like the professional critics and all the, mainstream critics and the media critics, they've got these crap ass movies at like real high grades, and nobody likes these movies. And then you read the stuff that the actual people like us are watching it, and they're like, this is garbage,
Yeah. You remember that show?
Just attachment.
What's that show? I think it was every Sunday or Saturday. There was two critics. It's called
Oh, Siskel and Ebert.
Cisco and Ebert. Yeah.
Hated it.
You talking about the two guys from In Living Color?
Yeah.
Hated it. Next, we're going to talk about Little Women. Hated it. 3 Minute Baby. Loved it. Are we going to talk about Tom Selleck and that mustache? Mm. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I somehow I take their. I guess I can take their word for it because at the time it was more of storytelling, I guess, when back in the days, like So I like the part when they disagreed and they would start getting into argument. But yeah, Cisco and Ebert. I think
they butted heads. Yeah, they disagreed.
So David, you don't think the Rotten Tomatoes is accurate at all?
No, not at all. Not at all. Look, I'm not a critic. I'm a critic in my own world. I like to critique a lot of things.
Yeah,
I like to critique a lot of stuff, but
I just recently rewatched the fourth John Wick. It was the second time I watched it, so I watched all four, and the Rotten Tomatoes like number 4 the best. It's like 1, 2, and 3 got better and better as well. I kind of like the first one. Mm-hmm. Second and third are okay, but the fourth does have more better action. I think because of Donnie Yen's in there.
Yeah, it's definitely fun. It's one of the more. I would say it's probably the funnest one. Maybe, I don't know if it's the best one, but it's definitely a lot of fun. A lot of action.
It was a great say thank you very much.
Yeah, a lot of hard.
Yeah. I mean, the story ended how he should have ended. Him being dead, or is he even dead? Who knows? But
that guy should have died so many times already.
Yeah,
falls, tall buildings.
It's like I want that suit. It's like fucking. How can you just go like this and block and not being hurt? But anyway, it's a comic book. It's a comic book character that was done. It was done really well. But that's another movie I really need to look forward to is Ballerina because I love the female actress.
So, David, are you trying to tell me that if somebody's if somebody's going to shoot me, it won't help if I put my coat over my face?
No. You need to have the John Wick suit.
Okay, it's a John Wick special coat.
Because
Okay.
you already have the hair.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
You just need to dye that black in your John Wick.
Yeah.
Black suit on with the black.
Wash that gray right out of my beard.
Hey, there you go. There's your outfit for freaking Halloween. Your John Wick.
Fat, short John Wick.
I don't know about fat and
I'm
short.
athletic, fat, sloppy John Wick.
John Whack.
John Whack. Yeah.
John Wick. I'll be Iron Fist.
Yeah.
Oh.
Who are you going to be, Ron?
Huh?
Who's Ron going to be? Yeah, you can be Daredevil.
I don't trick or treat.
You'll be Professor X.
Sunshades on and walk around with a cane.
You'll be Professor X.
My wheelchair.
You have the Cerebral. You have that thing on. He'll have the Cerebral on. He'll have that thing, and he would just roll himself in the neighborhood. And
I would not want to do that, guys.
Yeah. Go get some cemetery chicken.
Oh, there you go, cemetery chicken. I gotta take a picture of him one day and show it to you guys. Or put it on Instagram.
I'm very, very curious.
Yeah.
Yes, send me that picture. I'll make a PowerPoint of it, and I'll. And if he can take a picture of his menu, I'll promote him. We can promote him here in this channel.
I don't think he's got a menu. I don't think he can afford that. He just sells meat.
It just goes as is.
It's like whatever meat.
The menu is engraved on a tombstone.
There you go.
Yeah.
That would be funny.
That would be funny. Yeah.
Wait. Is he Korean?
No, I think he's Hispanic.
Oh, Hispanic.
I think so. Yeah.
That checks out.
I gotta love it. There's no menu. It's like, what's today's specialty?
Sorry.
Oh,
Oh boy. Oh, Peter David died. Really? Oh. You know, that guy was sick for a long time.
Peter
He's a
David.
writer.
Yeah, he's a writer.
Oh,
Marvel.
He wrote She-Hulk. I think he did a lot. I think he wrote She-Hulk and
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Spider-Man 2099 or whatever.
Star Trek. Did a lot of
Yeah.
Star Trek
Yeah.
books. He was always sick though. He always had it. I thought he was going to die in the 90s, but
Oh wow. Yeah. I didn't know he was sick that long.
yeah.
well, like I said before, a long time ago, we're at age where a lot of our people that we grew up with are gonna start falling. You know. Recently he wrote Maestro. Maestro.
I don't know what Maestro is.
Is it
It's the Hulk.
Maestro? Isn't that the character from Hulk? That he's the old man looking kind of character.
Yeah.
Like, with the
The
Hulk.
Yeah, like yeah. Huh?
Yeah. Or future Hulk.
Yeah.
But why would they call him Maestro? If Maestro is like symphony kind of thing, right?
Hulk has a lot of cool villains. Like there's the leader and Doc Samson and I don't know. He has a good assortment of.
Fry.
Huh?
Dr. Fry.
Dr. Fry.
Yeah. Yeah. The Immortal Hulk.
Immortal Hulk.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That was a pretty good series. I did read that one. I forgot about that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
That was good. Like I said, there was some really good story, but now it's just
Abomination, yeah. I don't know how I forgot about that one, but yeah, definitely.
Well, I like Wolverine. I think he was the best fucking like villain in Incredible Hulk. Well, who's the other? Who's the other character that kind of looked like a Abominable Snowman? The white character. What's his name?
Wendigo?
No, he's in that cover too.
That's Wendigo, isn't it?
Yeah,
That's
right.
it's Wendigo.
Oh, Wendigo.
Wendigo.
Wendigo
Yeah.
is from X-Men, right?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, Wendigo. I think Wendigo
Yeah.
was introduced in X-Men, early Silver
Yeah.
Age, I think.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, we should ask Tom Cruise to play that guy.
Wendigo.
I tell you,
No, it's okay. Never mind.
Tom
Scratch
Cruise
that.
gone really old.
He's 62.
Yeah. Oh, Wendigo first appearance in Hulk. Oh, there we go. So there's another character right there. There's a good villain. But there's a couple of things I noticed about Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise. As they age, they look like the guy from the show Shameless.
Shameless. What is Shameless? Who's that in Shameless?
Yeah, I can't think of the actor's name.
William Macy.
William H. Macy. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Never
Yeah,
watched that
there's
show,
some-
but
Okay.
I never checked it out.
No. Take a look. Okay, hold on.
I really like William H. Macy though.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's a good actor. I like him.
Does he have big ears?
No,
Oh,
maybe.
I think.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, this is
Yeah.
here it is, right? Okay, take a look. All right, and what I'm gonna do is where's his nowadays? They don't show him as he get old. Oh, there it is. There's one. What do you think? Huh? Kind of have the same feel to it, though.
Where?
Is who?
Okay, Macy and Pitt.
Yeah. Brett,
No.
William H Macy and Brad Pitt.
Yeah,
No.
they kind of have the similar look, feel.
That's
but
the
you know
first
what?
time I've ever heard that, and probably the last time.
No.
It's the
There's a
shampoo
reason.
they have that hair, right? Is that what it is?
I don't know what it is, but
Maybe the hair, yeah.
okay, the Google images does no justice. All right, wait, Macy. But if you see him uncannily, like without his makeup, and he looked like William C. Macy. I'm telling you,
Okay.
he does. And I get the same feel with Tom Cruise without his makeup and
Yeah.
with long hair and everything. He kind of looked like William Macy.
But Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt don't look anything alike.
I know, but as they age, I
Like
think
you're talking about kind of like the hair,
like
like maybe the
Down
same style,
syndrome. As you get aged,
Yeah.
they all kind of look alike.
the same style kind of thing.
Kind of same style, yeah.
Okay.
I am not seeing that.
Yeah, I mean, don't go by the image you see in this, but I mean, there's some.
I would say maybe Brad Pitt and Robert Redford. The older Brad Pitt gets, maybe looks a little bit more like maybe old Robert Redford or something.
Never thought about that, Robert Redford.
Yeah. They look a little bit alike, sort of.
Maybe.
A little
Maybe.
more than William H Macy.
I mean,
I don't know. Soon as we saw this one clip, right, or picture of Brad Pitt, and just out in the wild. I guess one of these paparazzi took a picture, and he had white hair, white thing, and they said Brad Pitt, and me and my wife looked at it like, isn't this the guy from Shameless? I think they got it wrong.
No.
No, I don't know. I just thought that they kind of, as
Maybe maybe very slightly.
I don't. It's like Yvonne, like, no, hell no, no. Spy Game with Brad. Oh, yeah. I forgot about that movie, Spy Games.
That's
That
an
was-
old one.
Yeah, that was a really young Brad Pitt. Yeah.
Looks like Robert Redford.
maybe Robert Redford, but not William H. Macy.
We're still on that.
I just had to throw it out there. I don't know. This is something that me and
Thanks,
my
David.
and we
No, I can kind of see it a little, just a little bit as he gets older, and when he's messy looking, no makeup, and older, slightly got the same kind of look, maybe a little bit.
yeah, I don't know. As they old, they have that Down syndrome feel to it, where they all kind of look the same.
I don't think
Yeah.
so.
No.
Well, we've talked about blind people and everything else. I guess Down syndrome's next.
Down syndrome. Oh well. I still have this fantasy of going to a midget gathering.
Why is this, David?
What do you mean by a midget gathering?
Okay, let me ask you this question. Have you seen a group of people, right? When you go there, there's a group of, I guess, thugs, there's a group of hippies, there's a group of, and they gather in the group of maybe 5, 6, or maybe a dozen at time, depending where you are. Have you ever seen a group of midgets, a group of 5, 6, 7 walking together in a boulevard or in a mall?
No.
No.
And so what is this? Why are you bringing this up, David?
Retail work.
Well, the reason I'm bringing this up because I see a lot of group of gays. I see a lot of group of transgenders and things in Seattle. I see a lot of.
Right.
I don't see fucking midgets. I don't see a group of midgets. I see midgets hanging around with tall people. I see midgets with gays and stuff, but I don't see just midgets as in group.
But yeah, I'm not sure.
Okay,
There's like,
Ron, did you ever see a group of midgets? Okay, I don't want to say midget. That's okay. You know what? I'm sorry.
Dwarves.
Small
Small people, yeah.
small
Yeah, dwarves,
people.
whatever.
Do you
Okay.
see a group of more than five, a group of small people walking together, in a parking lot of a shopping mall, or in a main strip, just walking and just talking, it's just in a group. The thing that I have a fantasy about this is,
I just
I
don't think there's a whole lot of them out there.
how do you know that? Just because
I've never seen them anywhere. I never see
Well, we
one
see every
you
now and then.
every
but-
now and then, but you'll
Look,
see
I
like
mean,
maybe one small person every 2 years or something.
so you seen the Oompa Loompas, right? You seen Return of the Jedi's.
Yeah.
Those were all small people actors. Okay.
Right.
Okay. So there's a lot. Okay. When I saw Return of the
There's
Jedi,
like 8 of them. Maybe
no,
8 or 10.
Return of the Jedi, there were more than hundreds of those people running around. Okay. But
Well,
here's
just 'cause- okay, they're all actors and they're all together, but that doesn't
Yeah.
mean that that's common.
no. That's why it's uncommon to see a group of small people in a parking lot hanging around, like how those group of thugs and people, hang around. I don't see midget surfers. I don't see midget so and so. I see a lot of
Right.
actors. I see a lot of
Well,
gays. I see a lot
I've
of.
looked it up,
Yes.
and it's 0.4% of the population. So it's like 1 in 25,000 people have dwarfism. So
Yes,
that's
okay.
probably why you don't see 20 or 30 of them hanging around together. Like they would all be
Okay, so
It would be like
let me make my point. Okay, there's
4 out of
only
100,000
0.4%, 4.4%.
0.00004%.
All right. So if you're that rare, don't you feel?
0.00004%. So you're probably
Wow,
never
even-
in your lifetime ever going to see even 4 of them hanging out together.
Wow, that means
Because that
Unless
would-
it's like
that's-
some kind
they're,
of like
they're,
Yeah,
they're
it's
not
like-
just
no, that
small,
would be
they're just small
4 out
in
of
numbers.
100,000 people.
All right. So with that said, I'm sure as rare as you are as a small people, don't you feel that they might have a place where they hang out, privately, socially? I mean, somewhere.
I
Because
don't want to know.
because I thought that they secretly have a Lord of the King kind of like neighborhood that we don't know about,
Like
only
Hobbit
So
Land.
you think they have like a nightclub?
Hobbitland, like where they would just say
Nightclub or
secretly, just
bar.
and they would have a nightclub, a
And they follow
bar.
a giant wizard around everywhere they go.
What? No regular people, no giants there, just all small people.
And
just
you want to go there, Dave?
secretly meeting, and
Yeah.
they will have their own lifestyle,
Okay.
and I always wanted to be invited to one of them.
No, you don't. You don't want to go there.
I swear to God, there's gotta be a midget land somewhere in the U.S. where all these small people gather once a year, like Woodstock, and
they
just
may have like
They
conventions
might have like
or something
they
like
might
that,
have like
social
conventions or
gatherings.
social
like-
gatherings. Yeah, there might be like
do
a
they?
there might be.
I'm sure. I mean, there's
Yeah,
conventions for everything.
there's conventions
like-
for everything. So I wouldn't be surprised if there wasn't like some kind of like dwarfism type community, that are tightly knit and they hang out at places once a year.
When I was a kid, growing up in Hawaii, I
Yeah.
watched a lot of wrestling. I actually saw, The Rock's father a lot. Rocky
Mhm.
Johnson, and they always had every now and then midget wrestling. That's the most I've ever seen midgets. They do
Dude.
tag teams and stuff like that.
Yes, a friend of mine took me to a midget wrestling thing one time, and it was one of the most fun times I've ever had. And I'm glad you said that because I completely forgot about it. It was awesome.
Probably the most,
I don't know.
probably
I
the
just
successful
forgot
one
about
right
it. It's like
now
some
is-
kind of little local club place, and they had like midget wrestling. And
Ivan is like, why are we talking about this?
well,
I
probably
don't know.
the
I'm
most,
surprised that he forgot about that.
yeah,
Oh.
I did.
probably
But
the most
he
successful.
goes, "You want to go see midget wrestling with me?" I'm like, "Seriously?" And he's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Yeah, let's do it." And
Yeah, let's
man, it
do
was it was so much fun, dude.
They
Yeah.
use tossing in. Wow.
Uh-huh.
There's actually event. See, I don't know. There's gotta have no, they cannot be there because I never heard of midget convention or midget gathering or anything like that. They
Yeah,
gotta
'cause
have
we
their
didn't
own.
get invited.
They gotta have their own little once a year Woodstock in a Hobbitville somewhere, and only they know where it's at. I
David,
googled it.
seriously, why are you
Nothing,
thinking
bro.
about this? What
There is
what makes you
no
think about this?
no because I was fascinating about it ever since I was in Hawaii, and I talked to people like, do you know, I asked the same question as you guys. Do you see like group of like small people gathering? They said no. Like, don't you think they have like a social gathering place once a year or once a
Yeah, they
month?
do.
They
It's
do.
yeah, Little People of America has formerly known as Midgets of America has gatherings. LPA is a national organization for people of short stature with dwarfism and their families. They have local chapters that meet regularly and host an annual week-long conference.
Where?
Seattle.
Well, I'm there, man. I'm about to go there and crash their fucking thing.
I don't. Yeah,
They don't tell you the location, do they?
I don't see anything on here.
See?
I mean, it
It's
might.
secret.
Let's see where
That's my case.
you.
But you gotta admit, probably the most successful, little person actor nowadays is Peter Dinklage. You see him in Marvel. You saw him on Elf. You saw him on Game of Thrones. He was on a bunch of stuff.
Jefferson Township in New Jersey has Midgetville.
Midget.
Come on, David, let's go.
Okay, that's close.
Although this is often more of an urban legend, but you should be the one that figures it out, David, whether or not it's true.
Well, who
Yeah,
lives in
David,
New
let's go over
Jersey?
there.
Can somebody if somebody watching this on a rewind, you made it this far to this podcast. If you live in New Jersey, please, if you can just go figure out if this legend is true or not, because legends are told.
You should do
You
it.
should do it. You're kind of.
You should have like a destination unknown type
Yeah,
thing.
dude. You really. I mean, you should like. You might actually enjoy doing that, like going there and investigate, see if it's real. If it is, you can crash the party and
Do a live podcast,
make some new friends. Yeah,
on a location. I'm on location in New Zealand, and
yeah, they have one. They have one in Brazil. You might enjoy that.
I think this is New Jersey, but okay.
Yeah, but they have one in New Jersey, one in Brazil. Yeah.
if I'm ever make it in back in East, I will definitely Google that place and check it out, and I'll go live. Actually, we'll go live and say the myth, is it true or not? I'm not saying
Question the whole world's been wondering.
I'm just curious if they have any of their own, gathering, because I would love to see their place, their the entrance of the. What
Do you have like a midget fetish?
No. It's called New York Party Characters, and you can rent midgets for. I tell you, Lord Tadman.
I think the appropriate word is hire, not rent.
Yeah, you know a lot
You
about
hire
this stuff.
them. You don't rent them.
I mean, I have a fantasy, but I didn't know that it had a partnership for midgets and you can rent them out per hour.
I think what Ron said was more accurate. You hire them.
Yeah.
Oh God! Oh shit! That's gonna cost me money renting them for per hour. Like, how many do you need? I need like about 20 of them to make them believe that there is actual community here.
You just need 5, right?
No, I need about 20 just to make it look real. Birthday party for David. Yeah, I'm gonna have a birthday party with small people. Now, I just want to know if they have an actual community that just for themselves kind of thing,
If they did,
I don't know. This just
I don't think you would be invited.
no. I know I won't be
I was
invited.
like,
Special guest. Yeah.
Oh.
Special guest David. Yeah.
Well, I guess we're gonna end that off with tonight.
Do you think they think the same thing about us?
What?
no.
Is there a place where like tall people meet?
It's,
Can we rent some tall?
Yeah,
people?
NBA.
Yeah, yeah. That's about it. Yeah.
Oh man. So yeah. So what he said. Wonder if if I could rent a midget for this stream. But you know what? You let me know. I'm following you on Instagram, so let me know if you do. Send you the link, and we can all kind of ask like 20 questions. Where is it at? Where is it located? And
How do I
then,
join?
how do I get a membership?
How do we
or-
become a member of this particular group?
yeah. So I was wondering. Last question. I was wondering what is considered you to be considered as a small people. Yeah, you have to be under 4 feet.
I don't know.
I guess it's like those rides at the carnival. It says you have to be this tall or
Okay,
under.
It's usually about 4 feet, isn't it?
Why are you looking at me?
What qualifies?
I don't think he was looking at you.
I didn't mean it like that.
Oh, okay. So you have to be under 4 feet 10.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Under 4'10". Okay.
Under 4 feet 10. So that's the qualification for you to be considered as a small people for under 4 feet 10. Wow, talk about it. I knew like handful of people that's under 4 feet 10.
Yeah, 4'10".
I wonder if they know. Well, like I said, we'll end this stream with this little mystery.
The average for men is 4 foot. The dwarfism, the average adult height among people with dwarfism is 4'1" for women and 4'4" for men. So that's
That's
the average.
dwarf.
Yeah, for dwarves. Yeah, for people
Yeah.
with dwarfism. Midget,
Dwarf
yeah.
is smaller than midget.
Is it?
I thought they were the same.
They are.
No, I think
I think you're
midget.
thinking about like fantasy stuff, like Lord of the Rings.
Like
and
an
stuff.
elf.
They're different, like
Is it the same dwarf?
Yeah, the dwarfism. Yeah, it's dwarfism. That's basically like people that are
dwarf. Okay.
yeah, dwarfism. Yeah, it's basically like midgets and little people, small people. But yeah, the correct term for it is like dwarfism.
And they said this show is not entertaining. Oh, fuck, man! I'm telling you.
I don't know why you went here, David.
I'm
I don't
telling
know why
you.
you went there.
I'm telling you, this important information that we do at the end of the show is fucking mind blowing. And 5 people who's watching this, you guys were the very first one to find out that there is a myth about small people in New Jersey,
Mhm.
and
In Brazil.
and in Brazil, yeah. There we go. And we found out that
You can
dwarf
rent them?
and you can rent them thanks
Yeah.
to Lord Tapman. He's like, I would rent them for $100. So,
so.
like I said,
You're gonna talk about your sponsor 789. It's like a good time for a plug.
no, I'm not gonna finish with 789 comments. I don't think they need to do anything to do with today's show. All right, guys. Thank you everyone for sticking around, Lord Tapman, and oh God, Lord Tapman, he fucking cracks me up. And SPT Dan, and he's got freaking issues, Weapon X Squall. Thank you very much for joining in. Until next Sunday, I might have a more fun topics to talk about, but that was just one of my fantasies, my thing. But anyway, see you guys all. Bye-bye.
Bye.
See y'all